Hello, beautiful. Welcome to Returning to Light with Julia Treat. That's me, your host from juliatreat.com. We were just giggling. I just said, "Oh, we should both just start the video like that." So we have fun when we get together talking. Oh my gosh. We're joined with Kathy Yannick again to find out how's it going for her on the ASEA. Kathy has had an autoimmune, I'm going to say had an autoimmune issue for 22 years. And she started ASEA, and she's been sharing her updates with us. And so we want to see what's going on. It's been a while. How you been doing?
Good, good. Tomorrow I start my 21st week. So
Oh,
today's the end of week 20,
okay.
which is good.
Hmm.
I I take 6 ounces twice a day.
Okay.
I was at 6 ounces twice a day. I back down to 4 ounces twice a day. And then after about 2 weeks, I realized I didn't feel good. So I'm
Okay.
like, okay, so I'm gonna go back up to six. I went back up to six and I'm good. So,
Yeah, and everybody's different.
yeah, and but the important thing is, you just gotta listen to your body.
It's beautifully said. Exactly right. Okay, so I know in the beginning, I think you had like brain fog that went away, memory issues. You're writing post-it notes everywhere to try to remember things, and like
Yeah,
really no sleep, 2 hours a night maybe, or I can't remember how many you had.
yeah. Like at most would be like 4 hours a night, and that was and not like in one chunk of time.
Wow.
Yeah.
How much are you
So
sleeping now?
um, I'm sleeping anywhere from like 6 to 7 hours, which is good.
Wow.
I wake up in the middle of the night, but I'm able to fall right back to sleep. It's that has been I waited for that to happen. I
Mhm.
waited and waited and waited, and that finally happened. I think um in June. So yeah, so I started February 5th. So in June, it's like 4 months in,
Mhm.
But I'm like I had this for 22 years for and however long it took for it to manifest.
Yeah.
So it's gonna take some time to undo what was done.
Right.
And I just kept in the back of my mind like dosage and duration, dosage and duration, dosage and duration, and that's been my thing.
Yeah, I say that all the time because even my mom, who's going to be 88 in August, things are continuing to repair for her. It's crazy. The latest thing for her was she had chronic kidney disease and for years, and her kidneys and liver are normal numbers now, normal functioning.
Nice.
And she just went to the eye doctor for her glaucoma. She was almost nearly blind in her left eye, and that is reversing.
Wow.
Even the doctor that did her blood panel did it twice because he thought there's something wrong with the test, and
Uh-huh.
they came back and they are normal liver and kidney function. And she's been on it for over a year. Okay, and
Mhm.
we did start it for that rapid onset dementia that she started exhibiting. But so she's really showing me what's possible too when you just stay on it. You just your body knows how to use the ASEA, it knows where to put it, and you wherever you needed it in the beginning. And the next part is your sleep is getting better. You're
Mhm.
sleeping more and more. Um, so I was just wondering too, because it reminds me when I had Lyme disease for 8 years, and I remember not being able to sleep. Or if I did sleep like 10 hours, I felt exhausted the next day, like I hadn't slept. And I remember those days because I was doing early intervention still, like what you
Oh
were doing.
Jesus.
And
Yeah.
it was like my body, I could tell was fighting every day to just keep going. So I
Mhm.
don't know if you have that realization or that feeling of your body's not fighting like for survival as much, or
Yeah. Uh Everything is not a chore anymore.
that's it. Uh-huh. That's
And
it.
I find, like whether it's yard work, whether it's just doing stuff in the house after work, um I'm not exhausted.
Right.
Just doing the daily. I'm not exhausted where before I struggled to get through the daily.
Mm. Hmm. Yeah, I remember those days. So I was looking up MS. That's the autoimmune challenge that she's dealt with. and I was just looking at different things that happened with it. And I didn't know if, I mean, there were sleep issues you talked about are improving now, finally, and
Mm-hmm.
cognitive or mood issues in the beginning, I think, like
Mm-hmm.
remembering things. And I
Yes.
don't know if you ever dealt with depression. I mean, I did when I had Lyme disease, but did you ever like feel depressed for no reason, or just, did you ever deal with that?
No, thankfully I did not.
Yeah,
And
because you're always pretty happy every time I
yeah,
see you.
I have a pretty good optimistic outlook on life,
Hmm.
thankfully. Um, and I just, I had a lot happen around the time I was diagnosed, and I was able to get through that, and it helped to give me a good perspective.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, you have a friend that got on it after she started hearing about your progress, correct?
Yes. Yes.
And I don't know how much you can share about her, if there's
Sure.
updates about her.
Actually, yeah, I was texting with her last night, and then I texted her today. I'm like, "Is it okay if I share some of your stuff?" She's like, "Yeah, I don't care," because we're all like, "Hey, if it's working for me, let me tell somebody, and hopefully it'll help them."
Yeah.
So, I had mentioned before that she started with the 2 ounces, and it was not good. So she did back off it for a while. She was using the gels. The gels helped tremendously, like with pain pretty much throughout her whole body. Um,
Hmm.
and she is up to 4 ounces twice a day. I'm pretty sure. I think that's what she said.
Okay.
It's just, her body is slow to respond, but we check in. She's like, "This is happening for me. What's happening for you? Or how's it going for you? This is what's going for me." Or like I checked in with her too, and I'm like, "Hey, I noticed. I thought I was doing pretty good. I dropped down to 4. It didn't work out so well, so I bumped back up to 6. So
Yeah.
we're checking in with each other um enough.
Yeah.
And i I also too, anything I come across online, any information I think is going to be beneficial to her or to anybody else, I share it.
Right. Good. That brings me to my next thing I wanted to talk about. Have you seen Dr. Mark? I don't know if I'm going to say this right. DeBrincat. He's the good news doctor, and he actually posted a video about brain mapping and ASEA.
No, I did not.
Okay, so he was a chiropractor and was in a car accident, head-on collision, was ended up in a wheelchair for many years.
Oh,
And
geez.
I don't know. I think he said paralysis. I mean, I don't. I just he was in a wheelchair for that was his diagnosis. Like you're going to be in a wheelchair for this is as far as it gets. So he learned about ASEA, started taking it, started using it, and he is fully functioning now. Never wheelchair, doesn't need any of that. Started introducing it in his practice, and he does brain mapping. And there's a video on YouTube where he shows putting the gel. Now in the video he uses the dark blue gel. This
Okay.
the redox gold on the brainstem, which is where you're putting it, I think, still, right?
Yeah.
So he puts it, he's having the client put it on the brainstem and immediately showing what is happening with the brain. It is fascinating. And it's like a 3-minute video. Then he has them hold the liquid, the big blue bottle, some of that liquid in their mouth, and it shows what the brain does with that. So
Oh.
they do say hold it in your mouth for 15 seconds. Let it sit in your mouth for 15 seconds. And he's showing proof of that. If you hold it in your mouth, it is getting to where it needs to be here, right? Because a lot of people start having improvements in like digestion and things like this. And they're like, well, why are these other things not improving yet? And he says, when I tell my clients to hold it in their mouth for 15 seconds, that's when things start happening, the other things that they're waiting for. So my advice is, and never drink out of that bottle, by the way, anyone. Never drink out of that bottle because I made that mistake for a year and it's wasted money and wasted product because you will deactivate the molecules. Okay. So you always use plastic or glass to drink it out of, to drink it with. So his video, I will do, let me do a screen share because I have his page picked up or pulled up so you
Okay.
can just see, so people will know if they want to go watch that. I did have it. Hang on. Let me go find it, make sure I have it again. In case you guys want to go see what is happening with the good news doctor. And then he has videos of his story, and you can see that, and that's fascinating too. Why can't I find it on my, oh, here it is. You let me know if you can see this, Kathy.
Yes, I can.
Okay. Sometimes I share this on Zoom and I'm on a recording. It doesn't show up. So I'm hoping you guys can see this. If not, you just go to, it's called Redox and the Brain. That's the name of the video. And it's Dr. Mark DeBrincat. Hope I said that right, doctor. And it's the Good News Doctor. And it's 4 minutes and 13 seconds. In fact, I could play it, but you know why? Because I have this problem with the videos just going up, and then I have to go and edit them, and I don't want to do that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's better not.
That's the video. You guys can go see how quickly this actually begins working. Okay. And again, it's dosage and duration. Some people, I know people that are on 2 ounces twice a day. I mean, that pisses me off.
Yes.
I'm just like, okay, whatever, bragger. But it doesn't matter. I'm on what I need to be on. And sometimes I'm upping it. When I'm getting ready to travel, I will actually I will drink quite a bit when I'm getting on airplanes, because I was on an airplane every month for 2.5 years to go see my mom. So over time, again, more things start happening. That's why I tell everyone, keep track, write things down, as they improve, that because you're going to forget. We forget about things that were happening. I have just now started putting on my brainstem again. I don't know why I stopped. When I watched his video, I'm like, oh my God, I don't really have any issues that I know of, but that's why I'm going to start putting it there. So just keeping things away, keep it from having issues. Now,
I have another person who just started.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. And she started on the 2 ounces and she got really nauseous. She's like, what do I do? I'm like, back off to 1.
Mm-hmm.
So she backed off to the 1 and she seemed to tolerate it pretty well. And she's like, she just started Saturday.
Oh,
and
fantastic.
I'm like, do you notice anything? She's like, you know what? And again, she has an autoimmune for many years. And she's like, I have a little bit more energy. She was, I don't know if I'm thinking too much into it. And I told her too, I'm like, write everything down. And she's like, I did. I said, because, it could be just a little bit here, then a little bit more, then a little bit more. Whereas if you have it written down, you have a record of it. Where you're not like, oh, you know what? Like, I wonder how many days it's been and I feel awesome.
Well, the funny thing is too, when people are on it and then they decide, well, I don't know if this is working, and they actually stop taking it, then they go, oh, I feel like shit.
Yes.
So it's like they go back to, oh God, okay, that was doing something. Mm-hmm. And that's one way you could even test it if you wanted to. If you think, okay, I don't know anymore, I'm going to get off of it for a while. I will never be without it. I'll never be without it. It just won't happen. Because for that year of me drinking out of the bottle, I have felt like shit very often. And it's because, and I was thinking it wasn't working. I was like, why do I have to drink a whole damn bottle every day? And these other people aren't, but it's because I wasn't drinking it properly. And so I was messing it up and deactivating the molecules. This is precious cargo. We don't want to be, deactivating the molecules. So,
and I tell people, when they question me about it, when they're like, just getting information about it or thinking about starting, and I'm like, listen, this is a commitment.
Yeah.
You need to commit to it. It's not like, oh, you take it here, you take it there. No. Mm-hmm. Like, if you want results, it's like exercise. If you want results, you have to stick with it.
Yes. Yeah. This isn't a Band-Aid. This isn't a quick fix. No. This is your body being able to repair what's going on. Okay. And it's not just something that's covering up what's happening. Okay. And that's what, mainstream medicine is really about. It's the Band-Aid. It's covering up things so we don't feel them as much, but then they're just getting worse. And then we have to get a higher dosage of something or whatever, or get something removed, whatever the case may be.
They treat the symptom, not the problem.
Yeah, exactly. I want to share, so I watched some testimonials lately, and one of them was a family that had a baby. The mom just had the baby. The baby had a heart condition. They said they could not repair, and they said, take her home and spend the last whatever days you have with her. And guess what they started giving her?
Ooh.
She's still here. And that was a long time ago. So I got goosebumps everywhere. So, wow. I mean, I share these because these are real testimonials that people need to hear. It's possible, because that's what people think. There's no way this is possible.
And you know what else I want to say too? I came to ASEA because I was broken. You do not have to be broken to start taking ASEA. No. Like, that's the message I want to put out there. You do not have to be broken to start.
Right. I wasn't broken. I just knew I was guided to it, and that's a whole nother story where I was actually
Right.
shown the bottle, and I knew a year later when I saw the interview that was it. So, no, I see what it's doing for my mom. I'm on it for good now that I'm seeing what it's doing for her at almost 88 years old. So, another one, I just wait another, a couple other that I've heard recently. A gentleman who had 5 strokes, 5 strokes. And was in a wheelchair. He was a kung fu master. He was a marine. All these things. And the doctor said, you know, he had all the therapies, got him as far as he could be. You're going to be in the wheelchair. He couldn't speak. He couldn't write. All these things. 90 days on ASEA. He's doing 300 push-ups a day. No, he got rid of the wheelchair way before that.
Oh my goodness.
Speech is good. Writing is good. He's on cloud 9. Like he is telling his story. So that's why I like to say anything you got going on, any condition, reach out to Kathy or myself. We're going to tell you how you can do that. Reach out and I'll send you testimonials that are real people telling their story. And you can see if you connect with that, if you resonate with what they have to say. There is a 30-day money back guarantee, so you can try it. But like Kathy said, sometimes we need to be on a little bit longer for certain conditions to start repairing. You know, for our bodies to start having the fuel that it needs to do that. Go ahead. Were you going to pipe in there?
I wasn't. I forgot what I was going to say.
I was rambling. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
So,
right.
Kathy, you're a ASEA site because there's a button that says contact me. You can just get on our site, one of our sites, and it says contact me and put your info in, and she'll get back to you. You get on my site, I'll get back to you. What's your site? What's your handle? Your ASEA site?
It's Kathy Yannick, no space.
So it's ASEAglobal.com/Kathy
Yannick.
Like it says on the screen, Kathy Yannick.
Yes.
And mine's
no space though.
Yeah, no space.
No space.
And mine's ASEAglobal.com/Julia Treat. If you guys are interested in booking a session with me or reading, because most of you know I'm a psychic medium as well, then you can go to juliatreat.com. I do have my website back up. So Kathy, thanks for checking in. You look fabulous, radiant.
Oh, I do know what I wanted to say.
Yes.
I had the opportunity to have dinner with friends who are passing through the state, and I literally have not seen them in 9.5 years. And my one friend is like, "You look exactly the same." So yeah, that was nice.
I'm glad you brought that up because something I remember when I had Lyme disease and what. Unfortunately, one thing autoimmune challenges, is I feel it makes you look older than you are. I think it ages you faster. And at least it did me when I had Lyme. I felt like, oh my God, I definitely felt like I was 150 because I was in such bad shape. But when I talk to people and they've had chronic autoimmune, I mean, you can just tell. And I say age, but it's like you can tell it's taking its toll. It's the struggle, and it affects the aura even. I mean, I don't want to get too deep about all this, but I always say people that are on ASEA are the happiest people, and they're glowing.
Well, I told you, I think it was in our last video, that like stuff is just falling off my like sliding right off my shoulders. It's not bothering me like I used to.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm just grateful that you're on here to share and you're telling the world about it, whoever will listen.
Absolutely.
This is a gift for humanity in my book. This is a gift. And you can see in the Genesis story about how the company came to be on YouTube. Just put ASEA Genesis story. Just hearing the founder's story and how he was offered. Big Pharma wanted to write him a check, okay? And he said no. He said no because they said the 134 people that were on the product would have to come off of it. And they were people he knew they were having success. And he said, no, I'm not telling them to get off of it. And so he said, I showed them out the door very quickly. So just showing like the integrity of the company and Vertus Norton, and that he does care about humanity in a huge way. Mm-hmm. So I'm sending gratitude and Vertus, who did pass away last year. But I'll tell you what, he helped humanity just in a huge way. Okay, Kathy, thank you, my dear. It's been a pleasure speaking with you again. Guys, again, anything you got going on, and maybe it's not you, maybe it's a loved one. I mean, anyone with some mental decline going on. I know all about that because I'm a mom, and I can help you get started. You or your loved one, whatever it is that you need. I can help you. I'll hold your hand through the path, on the ASEA path, and so will Kathy. We love to hear the stories, to hear the people that are feeling better. That's what just is the most
Yes.
precious gift. All right, guys. Until next time, sending so much love your way. The light in me sees the light in you, and it is divine. Till next time. Hang on, Kath. Stay right there.